The next section we're going to talk about is the marketing strategy section of the business plan. This section, by far, is the most neglected section I see when business plans come across my desk. Most of the time, business owners are too busy either starting their business or running their business, and they often forget to actually tell people about their business, or at least have some kind of strategy to do that, right? And the marketing section is important because without a strategy, it's not a matter of if you build it, they will come. You need to actually have a purpose or a drive or a plan in place to get the word out to make sure that your business is known. In the marketing strategy section in the guidebook that I created, I actually broke it down into 3 sections, right? And the first section is trying to identify who is your target market, right? It ties in with the previous section in which you looked at your industry analysis and you try to figure out the size of your market and the spend rate of your market. Well, now we're going to go even deeper, and we're going to try to figure out who is my core client. In other words, out of 100 possible people who might use or want my product, which 5 of those people are going to be front of line, really excited about my product or service, right? Do they have a common age, gender, location, income level, education, social status? You know, what is the common thread, if there is any, for these core people? Yes, maybe you have a product or service that everyone can use or should use, in your opinion. We're trying to narrow this down to your core market first. Who is the core market? Who are the people who are definitely going to use your products? Because especially when you're a new business, your marketing budget is pretty limited, so you want to make sure whatever money you do spend, that you're targeting this core market as much as possible. It's the most bang for your buck. I often tell my clients, if it makes it easier, think about your ideal client sitting across from you in a chair, right? And there might be something about them that you say, yes, that identifies my core client. That person I know is going to want my product or services. Well, what is it, right? We're trying to figure out who is your core client. And then once we know that, we can kind of get an idea of how do I get in front of my core client, or how do I influence my core client to try my product or service, right? So step 1, identify who your core client is and what their motivations are, right? Who are they? Number 2 and 3, you do kind of concurrently. You have an offline strategy and an online strategy, right? Unless you're an online only business, you're going to need both. Right? In the offline strategy, that's a matter of, business signs, brochures, print media, business cards, partnerships with other businesses that you make for any kind of like discounts or promotions, and word of mouth. Word of mouth, while it's relatively offline, word of mouth is a very big and strong marketing tool in Maine. So don't overlook that. So you're going to want to identify what your strategy is in an offline setting of this is what we're going to do. And then also, just as importantly, in this day and age, you need an online strategy, right? And this includes anything from websites to Twitter accounts, Facebook, Google, you name it. What is your strategy for either just a presence online so people can find you, or not only a presence online, but how are you going to outreach through online tools to try to get your presence known? So the marketing strategy is a very important aspect of the business plan to make sure that, hey, you've identified your market, you've identified your competitors, you think you have the secret sauce for success. How are you going to let people know about that, right? Just because it might be the secret sauce doesn't mean people know that you even exist. So you need to let people know that you exist so that they can actually come to you and use your business, okay?